It's Wednesday, it's time for the Word of the Week, and our Word of the Week this week is based on a phrase that we looked at in the most recent Koine Corner, number 199, which was about the Lord's Prayer. So if you haven't watched that yet, you may want to pause here and go back and check on that. It's probably not necessary, but if you want to wait, if you want to do that, we'll wait here. Welcome back, thanks. We're looking at the phrase, lead us not into temptation, which is a phrase that for many, many years, probably pushing 2,000 years, has given people some heartburn. So let's take a look at it, and that's where we're going to see our word of the week. It's based on Luke chapter 11, verse 4, where we see, Kaime eis enenkes hemas eis perasmon. So let's just translate that quickly. Kai and may not. Eis enenkes, you should lead. Hemas, us. You should not lead us. Eis perasmon, into temptation. So it's a plea using a subjunctive verb. It's almost like a hortatory, but it's not, because it's in the second person plural rather than the first person plural. But it has that same kind of a vibe. Also, lead us not into temptation. Eis enenkes is an aorist active subjunctive second person plural verb. And if it were just there by itself, it would mean you should lead. But it's negated, right? You should not lead. But because it has in the prayer, it's a plea. It's like, lead us not. Please, please, you should not lead us into temptation. This word, as much as it doesn't look like it, comes from eis phero. And eis phero is I carry or I bear in or into. When it's used literally, it means to carry something or someone in or into a thing or a place. But when it's used figuratively, it's about leading people or livestock or something into a thing. So let's look at a couple of quick literal examples. The first up is 1 Timothy 6, verse 7 from the ESV with the Koine supplied. For we brought eis enenkamen, nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. So we didn't carry anything into the world with us. We came in naked and screaming, right? We didn't have any luggage with us when we came into the world. So literally, we didn't bring anything with us. Let's go to Luke 5, 18 and 19. And behold, some men were bringing on a bed a man who was paralyzed, and they were seeking to bring him in, eis enenkein, and lay him before Jesus, but finding no way to bring him in, eis enenkosin, because of the crowd, they went up on the roof and let him down with his bed through the tiles into the midst before Jesus. So they were literally trying to carry a man into a building in order to get him near Jesus. They were carrying an actual burden, a man in this case, into a building, but they couldn't get in. Now let's move to figurative examples. The first up, Acts chapter 17, verse 20. For you bring, eis pheres, some strange things to our ears. We wish to know, therefore, what these things mean. So they're referring to Paul, and the things that he's bringing in are ideas, right? He's not literally carrying a burden into the room. He's leading into their community notions that they haven't heard before, and they want an explanation. Finally, let's go back to our first slide from today and look at that negated plea one more time. Kaime eis enenkes hemas, and please, you shouldn't lead hemas, us, into temptation, eis perasmon, into temptation. We're pleading that the nature of the leading that you do for us, first off, it starts by saying, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Father in heaven, let your name be hallowed. Hashem, the God of heaven and earth, please then establish your kingdom here on earth. Be sovereign here on earth. Let your will be done in the Matthew account here on earth in the same way that it is in heaven. And then they plead for bread to be provided for them, the bread that they require each day, the way that you provided manna in the wilderness day by day so that our people could be sustained. Provide us with daily bread so that we can live. And then in the way you lead us through life, the way that our forefathers were led through the wilderness, please lead us in such a way that we don't fall into temptation, so that we can follow you and do your will the way you would have it be done. It's a plea so that in all of the leading that you do for us, please make sure that that leading keeps us out of temptation, because you know we'll fall into temptation given half a chance, right? Pretty great stuff. So what's our word of the week? It's literally asphero, I bear in or I carry into. But focusing on that use in Luke 11:4, esenenkes hemas, lead us into, me esenenkes hemas, lead us not into temptation, because we're temptation prone and we desperately need you to intervene on our behalf and keep us away from the stuff that we will either accidentally step into or we will belly flop right into because it's in our sinful nature. Great stuff. Hope you found that interesting. If you did, please tell a friend, share the channel with others. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until next time, Charis Kairene Humin, grace and peace to you.